we haven't had really a tight one since, shoot, I'm losing track of LA. No, where do we go after LA? Chicago? No, not LA. I mean Seattle and then Chicago. Those are both tight. So that starting group at the end of the Chicago game seemed pretty fresh. So I hope so, but I don't know.
What's it like to have Micah back in the building? Obviously she was part of this franchise for so long. What's it like having her back, and what's it like kind of game planning for her on the opposite side of it?
It's good to have her back. I think she got a warm welcome from everybody here because that's how she is too. It's very reflective of her personality and um, obviously we knew when we made the trade, we knew the schedule, so we kind of were like, oh, okay, we'll see her again in a couple weeks. No, it's good. I think she'll be celebrated by, the organization and the fans warmly. She's earned that for sure. Game planning for her. Hopefully we don't have to say too much. I mean, and if you don't know the person you practice against every day, can't really help you. So I think probably the biggest thing is just what she's allowed them to do in terms of bigger lineups and stuff like that.
On the flip side of that, do you guys have to tweak any terminology just because she knows you guys so well and knows what you call, and or is it not that deep of a thing?
Yeah, we changed it all with whole new calls for everything. Not really. I mean, this is the fourth time we played Minnesota. We know they scout well, so I don't think we have glaring secrets. Yeah, maybe we'll give some dummy calls out of timeout to see how she does with that.
Uh, any update on Kira?
Yeah, it's looking good. So she'll go on the court here shortly, about the time I'm out of here, and we'll do one last check, but it's looking good.
Or anything that
Mhm.
she's cool.
Mhm. Yep,
Assume there's a minutes limit of some kind on
there is.
there.
Hmm.
And is Ariel all good to go with ankle?
She should be good. She practiced normally yesterday. So, yeah.
I took through the lineup predictions data again.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. One pairing that barely played together at all that I thought was kind of interesting is Sika and Aaliyah, and I kind of get it from like a spacing point of view,
Yeah.
right? But curious, like, do you see potential of those two potentially, playing together long term with what they can both do defensively?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, especially you've seen, Sika be able to shoot the ball a little bit. So, I don't see why not. Probably them not playing together is just reflective of me putting Emily on the court a lot, and how well she's played. So, yeah, I don't really see why they couldn't play together.
With all the rotations, are you noticing any difference in terms of like at the game when you're playing 10 players 20 minutes a game each, and other teams are relying really heavily on your starters? Have you noticed anything from a freshness point of view?
I don't know because we, that Dallas game, I left that group in there the whole fourth quarter. They stretched a lead, and then Phoenix, we had the lead also. So, we haven't had really a tight one since, shoot, I'm losing track of LA. No, where do we go after LA? Chicago? No, not LA. I mean Seattle and then Chicago. Those are both tight. So that starting group at the end of the Chicago game seemed pretty fresh. So I hope so, but I don't know.
What's making Minnesota so hard to beat lately, and how do you prepare for them?
They are very fundamentally sound, disciplined, but you almost say those things and it's like faint praise. It's because they're a lot more than that. They move the ball so well. You don't see them blow coverages. You don't see them make bad rotations defensively. They don't beat themselves. And then they have, a bona fide MVP candidate, some other people playing really, really good basketball. Courtney Williams has been one of the best point guards in the league this year. Every lineup they have on the court has five people who can score, and Cheryl's teams are always going to defend. So they're just a really, really good basketball team at both ends.
Marnie? Hi, Coach. You had brought up Emily Engstler there just a couple of minutes ago. We saw her last year in Minnesota. With the way she's been shooting the ball and producing for you guys, especially over the last 6, what are a couple of things that are really standing out to you right now about her?
I think just the confidence she's playing with, you can see it. I mean, a certain level of aggressiveness with the ball and offensively. But I think really, in my eyes, what changed the most was I thought for somebody who actually likes playing defense, I thought she was playing way too safe defensively for kind of the middle part of the season. And since the break, last couple weeks, she has just been active, picking up higher on the floor, up at screens, getting her hands active, and I think that really is a game changer for her. We know she's not 6'4", so um, being able to use her athleticism and her length and her instincts, um, she can be a really good two ends of the floor post player.
And coach, in Aaliyah Edwards, what would you say you think the progression has been for her on the defensive end of the floor, as we've kind of seen some real nice potential of her going up against some bigs that was pretty significant? What have you seen as far as progress there?
Well, I think she's done a good job. It helps to have somebody like Latoya Sanders on staff. She's done a good job in her preparation, watching film of matchups and having Toya in her ear to kind of break some of it down. And then as we played teams multiple times, starting to get her own book on people and understanding go-to moves and what you can take away. She always plays hard, so that's a nice baseline to start with. But you can see her just kind of mentally developing as the season goes along, and she's comfortable kind of like I was just talking about with Emily. She's comfortable getting out on the floor and moving her feet. She switched on to some guards the other night in Phoenix, and she's got a lot she can do. And now it's just the mental growth as much as the physical.
Thank you.
That's it, coach. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, guys.